What's up? What's up, bitches? Welcome back for another week of Positively Uncensored. I am joined today by the beautiful Sierra Jackson. She is most known from The Bachelor, so I saw her on Clayton's season, then Paradise, but this Saturday she's also hosting the last day of Brooklyn Fashion Week. So Sierra's not just in one box, like she's out there doing things all around. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am super excited to be on your podcast and just like getting to chat with you this morning, waking up early to be with you.
I love that because I'm on East Coast and Sierra's on like in the Pacific time zone, I guess we would say. So it's noon for me, but you woke up so early to do this, which is huge.
Yes, I woke up at 7 a.m. Well, 7:45. So, but it wasn't bad. And then I went to the lobby, got a latte, and I'm ready to go.
I'm so excited.
So
she's giving us all of her fresh energy, fresh thoughts. By the time you guys will hear this, it'll probably be Monday and you'll be starting your morning. So you and Sierra are kind of like on the same page, waking up, starting the day. I love it. So I watched you from The Bachelor, but I'm dying to know, what's your guilty pleasure? Like, do you watch TV? And if so, what are you watching right now?
Oh my goodness. So yes, I do have a few guilty pleasures. One of them I watch with my boyfriend. It's called The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Paramount, I think so. I don't know. It's like he streams it, but we watch it together. And it's like about superheroes.
Oh my God, I love it.
So it's actually really fun. And so that's one of the shows that we're watching together. When I'm on my own, can't help it. But yeah, I totally Love is Blind is something that I've been watching right now, waiting for the next episode to come out tomorrow, actually. But that's been wild to be like binging. And then I've actually also been watching another show that's like, it's kind of like America's Next Top Model on Netflix, but it's not. It's like a different show. I can't remember the name of it because I never look at it. I just click it on Netflix, but I've been binging that and watching that as well. And it's just like a modeling competition show. And so that's where I'm
Is
at
that the
right
one with
now.
Gigi Hadid? Is it Next in Fashion or no?
I already binged that.
That was
one,
good.
but it's not that one. I did watch that one where Nigel won, and he's like the patchwork guy. And Bao, I actually hit up Bao on Instagram and was like, "Hey, your stuff is so cute. Can I like where can I buy it?" And she was like, "It's not out yet. Like the stuff from the show is not out, but these are the things you can buy right now, like on my website." And I was like, "I want the stuff in the show."
Oh my God. First of all, I'm fangirling because I love her. She's one of my absolute favorites. Her style, every single look. Same with Nigel, the patchwork, like you said. And his pants, like with all of those like crazy zippers on it. I just wanted every single thing.
Yes, they are so sick. And they're bomb designers. And I want that outfit that Bao did, where it's like the greenish one, where it's like all like all the different like holes throughout it, and it's like the cat suit, bodysuit one. That's what I want. I want it, and I would rock it, and I would just like. But
to be fair, you would rock every single item that she has in her collection. Like, let's be so honest for a second.
Yeah. I know, I'm obsessed with her collection and her stuff. And then, like, Nigel's stuff is pretty sick, too. They're all just great.
Agreed. Well, really quickly, I have to ask, because I'm obviously watching Love is Blind, who do you have predictions will actually get married? That's what I'll ask you.
That's really hard. But I'm gonna say that I don't know, because there's like a few reasons, right? I have a feeling that like Micah and
Paul.
What's his name? Paul. I have a feeling that Micah and Paul, like I want to say they're going to get married, but I have a feeling that Micah is going to say no at the altar. but I don't know why. And then I feel like Kwame and Chelsea might get married, but I'm just not gonna lie. I think Chelsea deserves better. So
Hmm.
there's that. I think that she can get a better dude. So hopefully they don't get married. But if they are happy, congratulations. But if they, I just think that she can get better. I think she deserves better. I think she's like a whole ass woman that like, I don't know. So, and then I would say, ooh, Jackie and Marshall. Glad that went away. Whew, because a girl needs therapy.
I like
What
that she
else?
owns it though. She's like, I'm crazy. I need therapy. I don't even know if I'm going to be with Josh. I'm like, true, true, true. Name one more true statement she said
Yep.
during the whole time.
I will say that I thought the same thing. I was like, at least you're
Hmm.
aware. I was like, awareness is the very first step. And I was like, girl, she aware. I was like, but just because you're aware doesn't mean you can go around hurting people. Girl, you need to just stay at home, get some therapy, stop dating,
Who?
and like focus on because just because you're aware doesn't validate going around and doing messy stuff. But gosh, what is
Tiffany and
the
Brett.
Tiffany and Brett? If they don't get married, I don't
We
believe in
will
love.
riot. I will never watch again. Like, swear to God, I'm done with Netflix Love is Blind if it's fake, if they're not real.
If Tiffany and Brett don't get married, I will
Me
have a
too.
fit. I will message both of them on Instagram and be like, y'all don't know me, but y'all just ruined
No, literally. Literally. I feel the same way.
but yeah, those are my feelings. So there's
So I
that.
agree with every single thing you said and pretty much every couple's prediction. The one take I have that I'm dying for a second opinion on is I made a TikTok about episode 9 where Kwame and Chelsea went shopping and they did the like strawberry thing and she was like trying on clothes. Okay. So you know immediately what I'm talking about, right?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like getting extra headphones just in case mine dies.
Oh, I love
Too.
it. Perfect.
Just in
We'll
case.
have backups. We're so prepared.
Yes, exactly, girl.
No, I love that.
Okay.
So when she was like trying on her clothes and like feeding him strawberries and everything, when I was watching it, I felt so uncomfortable for him. And I don't know if it triggered me because as a woman, we are so used to our body language being ignored on dates with men and
He's like ignoring his body.
I felt uncomfy for that. Ugh. It was like I love her and she deserves her energy reciprocated. So for that reason, I wish when she could genuinely feel it and sense it that she just like let it be and like didn't try to like force the moment. I felt for her and for him in that particular scene.
I think it comes down to
Totally.
communication. That's what it like watching them. Kwame, I will say that Kwame is not being completely honest with Chelsea from
True.
what we can see. From what we can see. But also Chelsea is very focused on her
Right.
when she communicates, not on him or them. It's very much so like, this is what I want. This is what I think love is. This is what I want in relationship. This is what I want in marriage. This is my dream, what I've always wanted, how I've always wanted it. My dreams are coming true. Me. It's a lot of
Right.
her. And instead of realizing like, what are your dreams? Like, what is your dream? What do you want? What does a marriage look like to you? Like, not gonna lie, if my man's mom wasn't there, she's like pressing me, are you still gonna marry me if your mom doesn't show up? For me, if I love somebody, I would be like, listen, baby, this is clearly important to you and I love you. And I don't think that this is gonna affect our relationship regardless. So like, we don't have to get married right now. Like, if we really truly love each other, like the perfect day, the perfect wedding, we're both in it. Like both of our parents are in it, both of our families are in it. And so if your parents aren't there, it's not a perfect day for me either. So like, why don't we just
Agreed.
wait until your mom feels comfortable for this? We'll go fly over to Nigeria, like hit her up, go see her. Like do whatever we need to do to make sure that she knows this is serious, and then we'll get married and both of our families are there.
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's where, and like, I'm a white woman, so I don't even know if I'm correct in this thinking, and that's where he's a little bit wrong for coming on this show, because he even says in the beginning, like, his mom would prefer that he date a Ghanaian woman, and he couldn't date a woman he wanted until college, aka a white woman with blonde hair. And then he comes on this show, and to be honest, yeah, he did just that. Like, the two women he was interested in are the exact cookie cutter of one another.
Yep, and I'm not even gonna lie, he knew it too, because
yes,
you can hear it in people's voices if they are like from an ethnic background or not. Like, you can tell by like how somebody speaks, and so like he knew he was talking to two white girls.
He had to communicate what his slang meant with them. Like, he's like, Chelsea, you look so tough. She's like, I don't like that. It's like, well, that's a compliment. So like, I don't know, like maybe there's a little bit of a difference in just like communication right there. But yeah, he knew it. Like, he knew it. And he put himself in that position and then them in that position. And for that, I'm like, you need some self-reflection, because that's dragging people through the mud.
Yeah. That's like, that was all on him though.
Yes.
So I just think Chelsea too, it's Chelsea's fault because she's not really paying attention, like I said. And
yes.
So I just don't want them to get married. I just don't think that's a marriage that's going to last. It's going to break up. I'm looking for my headphone jack right now as we talk too.
Do it. I don't feel like you're distracted or anything.
I
hate that. That's the worst.
I'm not distracted.
No, I don't feel like you are.
Yeah, I have the most ghetto headphones right now, and so you can obviously tell.
Look, it's no more than mine. It has nothing. I'm literally holding this on. Yeah, like, look.
Oh, my freaking goodness. That is insane. Well, I have my one AirPod in right now. The other one's charging, and then I'll switch because I can't find my jack for
I am dead.
Guy, so.
That's totally fine.
Okay, perfect. So it's charging right now, so then I'll be able to swap and it'll be perfect. So once it dies,
we're functioning on one ear right now.
We're functioning on one ear right now, but you can hear me perfectly.
No, I can, and like, it's good because you're like keeping an ear out in case anybody knocks on your door. Like, you never know. I'm dead.
There we go. But I don't need nobody.
No one.
No. Anybody's gonna knock
DND.
on my door. No, I put private mode, do not disturb. Exactly.
I love it. So thank you for like entertaining me for a second, because I just had to like briefly go into Love is Blind. Anybody listening to my podcast is so desperate to talk about it though. Like, it's almost like if you watch Love is Blind, you want to talk about it with other people and hear their opinions. So this is good.
Yeah, it's like, it's just so, it's juicy. I will say this season is juicy, and I used to hate Micah, but now I don't really like her. Like, I don't like care for her as much anymore, but her friends, oh God. I'm so sorry Micah gets some new friends. Just saying, you are who you hang out with.
Someone popped it.
They might love her.
No, her friends are rude. And someone popped in my like TikTok live the other day, and they were like, yeah, Micah's friends like made a video making fun of me, and then like roasted me in the comments before they deleted it. And I'm like, that just shows like it's one thing to look like an asshole on TV because you're like blackout drunk and you just didn't do your best. Like, you just had a bad day. You took it out on somebody who didn't deserve it. But then to double down, it's like, you're a bad person. Like, you are so visible and transparent with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that, like, I have a feeling that, like, Micah in her heart isn't that bad of a person, but she's very impressionable, and who she hangs out with is what she acts like. And just, like, the same with Irina. Like, she's actually not that bad, but she was around Irina and kind of latched onto that kind of personality. And so she's kind of just, like...
Agreed.
Sorry, Micah. Called you out. Like, you're, like, on some follower bullshit. You need to be a leader and, like, stand up and, like, be like, no, that's fucking stupid. Like, that's rude. I'm not gonna do that.
And like, it's like, I agree with you to some extent. Like, I get how people can like become a chameleon where they act like who they hang out with, because some people don't have like a safe childhood and they really have to base their mood off of their environment. Like, is it safe for me to act like this right now? Is it not? But then you have to get older and you still have to like move past that. So like, it's still no excuse. Like we said earlier, just being aware or even being unaware is no excuse to treat people maliciously.
Yeah. Yeah. And that like the episode of like the dress scene, like you can like her mom is kind of like their personality is very similar. And so, I mean, like, that's another thing, too, is, like, you can have grace in those moments. Because you're like, okay, you kind of, like, communicate the way your mom does. And, like, so that makes sense. Like, not bashing anybody.
Agreed.
But, like, I communicate like my mom. My mom is extremely blunt with no filter. And that's how I am. Like, we end up just communicating like our parents. And so if your parent is a certain way, like, you just naturally take on those traits, even if they're bad ones. And so, like...
And that's at Jackie, because she said she was raised in a hard-ass household. Her parents aren't fucking giving her, like, nurturing and loving affirmation. They were probably treating her the exact same as she treats everyone else. She doesn't even know, truly.
Yep. Yeah. And that's what's crazy, is that you can break the cycle and, like, do therapy and surround yourself with different humans, or you can continue to do what you know. And what you know might not be healthy, but it's what you know, right? And so you continue the cycle, and then you have children, and your children act the same way, and so forth. And so it's like, sometimes you got to do the work. Get your ass up and work. Nobody wants to fucking work anymore.
Get your asses up and go to therapy. Nobody wants to go to therapy anymore. Yeah. Exactly. Literally. So let's move on. We'll get into The Bachelor a little bit, because I know that also people who listen to my podcast are always dying to hear about The Bachelor. So what would you rate your overall experience like with the franchise itself or the show?
Gosh, that's like hard.
I know, because it's kind of broad.
Hard. With production and producers, I give it a very high rating. Just because I fuck with them. They're cool people. They're good people. They have jobs to do. They do their jobs well. And so yeah, like I like the producers. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a producer for the show, oof.
I know.
It would be.
I would be scheming. Like, yeah, totally. Like, that's the whole point.
People would have no idea. I'd be like, I am your best friend. What are you talking about? Like, I am on your side, and like I would just be milking every second. So I get it. So the producers love them. Gosh, the filming experience itself. I am somebody that likes to sleep when I need to sleep. I need beauty sleep, legitimately. If I wake up and I see bags under my eyes or hollowness, I'm starting to stress out on the sole fact that my skin and my face looks tired. So that's something right there that will piss me off. I like to eat when I want to eat, and I like to eat what I want to eat. And so, like, I have allergies too. And so they'll get like pizza or something, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I can't eat any of this. Like, so like I have to eat like something like crappy, you know, or whatever. So, I like being allergic to gluten and dairy. Like, it was really hard to like eat certain things. Paradise food wise was amazing. Like, filming Paradise was great, other than the fact that there were crabs everywhere and bugs and stuff like that. But, I'm not gonna lie, like, Paradise was chill. The other, like, the actual filming of the Bachelor show, that one, like, wasn't as fun to film. Yeah. You know, just because you're, like, indoors, you know, in a building and stuff like that, or a hotel. Yeah. And just, like, you know, so, but definitely did have a lot more fun filming Paradise, but Paradise sucked in the essence of, like, bugs and heat and no AC inside.
I have to say, like, I'm so surprised to hear a positive, like, experience with the producers, but I'm glad to hear it, because it really does balance out like some of the negative that I've heard. And I think that your attitude of understanding that they do have a job to do, and kind of like when they talk to you, they do need to prod to some extent so that they have things to use on the show, and like situations that they're aware of that they wouldn't know if they didn't ask the right questions. So your attitude of being open to that and leaning into the experience, I see how you can walk away with no beef towards them, and like compartmentalizing, this was their job on the show and now it's not.
Exactly. I don't have beef toward any producer. I do have beef with contestants, but not any producers, because producers have a job. Contestants you don't have a fucking job. You're not getting paid
So
to
true.
like, you know what I mean? To like do certain things. Like your focus is you're supposed to be going on the show to find love, to find connection and all this stuff, not to play games. And if you are on there to play games, you better let people know so that they can decide to fucking play your game.
No, I totally agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I'm like fixing this on my shirt.
So that's my
I'm like realizing that, like, are you kidding? That's so embarrassing. I would be that person too.
I didn't even notice.
And like the camera's opposite, so I was like sitting on the wrong side, like trying to tuck it in. So whatever, it'll buff. We're
making it work with your.
Oh my god!
buns.
No,
like,
2 minutes before I hopped on, my friend Bree goes like, "Oh, you should put your hair in space buns." I'm like, "Bitch, I don't know how to do that." So I tried. Like, this is my fucking attempt. I sent her. I'm like, "Okay, here I go."
I like it.
Aww.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh, I should maybe do some space buns. I'll
oh my god!
Today. I can
I love that. Yes. No, let's match. That's so cute.
I will do it.
Okay, so your beef is with contestants, which, like, that's fair. That's completely valid. Do you feel like people who watch the show don't realize how much people really put on to try to stand out in Paradise and on the show? Because I feel like people do.
So I
do not realize is what I mean. Sorry.
I would say that there are some people who do. There are a lot of people who don't. And so like my season, like Jill, what you saw with Jill, that's Jill. You know what I mean? Like what you saw with Shanae, that's Shanae. What you saw with Shanae is Shanae. What you saw with Jill is Jill. Yeah, Romeo is pretty spot on. I would say, yeah, everybody pretty much acted as who they are. When I was there, there are a couple, I'm not going to name them, but there are a couple who did act a little different, but you know, that's, sometimes people are a little bit more anxious on camera and they're concerned about how they're going to look or what it's going to look like or how people are going to perceive something. And they're just all up in their head and anxious and like, I just like, get away from me. I can't deal with this anxiety right now.
Like, oh my God, that's so funny. But you're right, because like we already have so much of our own. It's like to take on someone else's anxiety and energy. It's like, I just can't with that right now. That's a you thing. I got to worry about me.
Exactly. And so that's like kind of something I did. I probably seemed mean or something, but I was just like, yo, girl, you're fine. You look fine. Your makeup is fine.
No, like, because in all honesty, does it really even matter? You know what I mean? I hate when people waste my time with stuff that's like an energy suck and they really don't even care about what my opinion. It doesn't even matter. It's like, y'all just get out of here.
Exactly.
So were you on with Kira then? Like Kira Mengistu?
Yeah, Kira's my girl still. I still chat with her. I was on with Kira. She
love her.
Cray. Me and Kira have a very good relationship because we are both we're like, I'm very blunt. Naturally, I can be very honest with her and she does not take it personally. Like, and it's just like, that's why our friendship is the way that it is. Like, we don't talk on a daily basis, but like literally she just texted me like a week ago and she was like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm in LA now. I have an extra room. You can come stay with me whenever you want to come visit. Like, come visit. I'm like, what's up, girl? So, you know, that's the relationship we have. But she is like, I was very blunt. I was like, girl, you about to when this show airs. Like, I just told her, I was like, you about to look messy. I don't know what you're doing, but you're about to look bad. She's like, is it going to be that bad, really?
It's not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, and I said, you better get ready for them inboxes, get ready for people's comments, let them hate. I said, but at the end of the day, Kira, you had fun, and as long as you had fun and you had a good time and you collected the bag, then you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, and people can hate on you all day as long as you just know it's coming and don't try to expect it to be different. And you're good. It's just like
literally. And I talked with her on my podcast before. I love her. Like, first of all, I'm a fan. Second of all, I love how like both of you are super blunt. Because even when I talk with Kira, like she just like keeps it so real. Like she was like, I truly don't know why I'm the villain of the season. She was like, I can't really think of anything that egregious I did. And she was like, and a lot of people tone their personalities down on Paradise, having been on Bachelor before, if they're worried about their image. So like when she explained that stuff to me, all of that made sense too. She just keeps it real.
Yeah, exactly. And there are some who do that. There are some who tone it down. There are some who tone it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all kinds of things. But,
damn, that's crazy to hear about Shanae. Like, to be honest, I was kind of hoping she wasn't like that. Like, I was kind of hoping that she, like wasn't as, I don't even know what word to use. Like, just kind of bitchy. Like, catty, bitchy, snarky, whichever word. I was kind of hoping she wasn't like that.
So Shanae she's not in real life. Yeah, in real life, like, I fuck with Shanae. I've literally been chatting with her on Instagram recently. Like, we're talking about, like, getting together and stuff like that, like, which is funny, right? But, like, I actually, like, girls can be catty and just bitchy in general, right? But, like, Shanae's actually pretty chill. Like, I'll give it to her. Like, she's actually pretty chill.
Okay, good.
Like down-to-earth girl. But Shanae is also very, like, I'll do what I gotta do, you know, kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's very much so, like, it's a show. I gotta do what I gotta do. Hate me, love me. It's still an obsession, right? Like, I don't
reminds
care.
me of Jackie,
like, and
from Love Is Blind. Kind of reminds me of Jackie from Love Is Blind. Like, just very, like, it is what it is. Take it or leave it. Like, I'm on the show. Like, and you're not, pretty much.
That's kind of like Shanae's vibe. Yeah, it's very much so, like, the people who know me and like me, and, like, that's what matters. And the people who don't know me. And so it's like, but, like, Shanae's chill. Shanae's chill. I think that also when you go through the first show, The Bachelor, and you're messing around with producers, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what it's really going to be like, you know? And so you never know, right? How that can end up. And so when you go to Paradise, you have a better understanding, you know, of like everything. It's a lot better. Like, you know, you just have a better experience in terms of like the outcome.
So did you watch Zach's season transitioning a little, or do you not really watch the new seasons as they come out?
I watched some of Zach's season. I didn't watch all of it. I watched some of Zach's season, though. Yeah, so I can answer some questions.
So, like, overall, what did you think? I guess I'll start with what I thought just briefly. I felt like Zach really wanted to be nice, like Sean Lowe, have a very similar journey, and he tried to match up to this nice guy that might not even exist of himself, and he ended up just not delivering. It just didn't land well. He really didn't land well. I think the women landed great. I think that they were entertaining. I think that they were beautiful. I think they're intelligent, and I'm sure Zach's intelligent, but he just didn't land like himself.
I would definitely say that he tried to put on a different character than what he truly is. Yes. I think that there's a lot of pressure being a lead.
Yes.
Too. So I don't think I can like understand truly like what they're going through. But I would say that at the end of the day, as long as you're being true to yourself, you can never really go wrong, right? And I think that when you're not being true to yourself is when complications arise. And when you're so focused on being the good guy or a good woman or whatever, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You're so concerned about looking bad, right? You're so concerned about something bad happening. And that's like something you're so focused on that you end up making that bad thing happen. So, it's just like, self-fulfilling prophecy. So like, if you're like trying to be this good guy and you're so focused on being this good guy, you're just going to make it happen to where you're not. You're going to fuck something up to where you're not the good guy. So just being yourself and like owning who you are, mistakes and all. And so I just think that like Zach was just too focused on being the good guy. Like, and like, just be you. And if you're a shitty guy, then be a shitty guy. At least you know who you are.
Agreed. I agree. Do you think that from your experience with Michael A. on Paradise, do you think that there's any similarities in how they tried to like emulate themselves?
Gosh, I'm just going to be real. I think that the difference between Zach and Michael A. is Michael A. went in with information and went in with knowing the outcome that he was going to have versus Zach really went in like unknowing, you know? Didn't know all the people he was going to meet, didn't know how this experience was going to go, all very fresh versus Michael going in, knowing somebody's going to show up, just not knowing when, you know? And just like playing the game, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that's like the difference between the two is Michael was doing a really bad thing, but wanting to play it off as like, and like be perceived as good as possible while doing something he knew was like shitty.
You're so right. Because at watching it, I couldn't believe there wasn't more outrage, and like there was, but like I can't believe there wasn't more outrage at like how shitty what he did like truly was, because I even rewatched it, and it's been years, and I rewatched it recently, like before our episode, and I've never in my life seen something more caring and like just sentimental than what you did. Like your understanding of who he was and how truly connected he was to his, deceased ex-wife. I feel like you held a space in your heart for that most people would never even try to understand. And so to see that like taken advantage of was just wow.
Yeah. And I think that was the thing, was like there were multiple opportunities, and I was just like, to like be honest with me, be genuine, be sincere. And, but I think back on it, and there were definitely like signs, because like he would say things to me like, remember, this is a show. Remember, this is a show. You have to remember this is a show. And he would say these things to me, or like, Sierra, if we don't work out, I don't want you to be angry. I don't want you to be resentful toward me. I don't want this. I don't want this. If we don't, and I asked him, I was like, why do you keep saying if we don't work out? Are you planning on not dating me? Are you planning on breaking up? And he'd be like, no. And so I'm like, I gave you multiple, and I think that's where my annoyance came from, was I gave you multiple opportunities and multiple chances to be honest and straightforward, and you continue to lie to my face. And so I'm like, that is where the annoyance came from.
100%.
Also, I do have a hard stop.
Perfect.
At 10.
Okay, perfect. 10. Is that in 9 minutes?
That's in
14. Okay, 14. Perfect. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. This is a screenshot of my questions, and apparently at whatever time I took them at. Sorry. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like as you clarify that, by the way, for Michael A., do you feel like it's surprising that more people didn't consider him in the same group as like a Brendan and Piper, because he truly was like pursuing a connection with Danielle before Paradise, and then got there and then resumed?
Yeah, I think that I was a little bit surprised that it wasn't hit with the same heat, but at the same time, like, I just think that given the situation of like Danielle and both Michael, like Danielle's a white blonde woman who also kind of went through the similar situation that he went through. Like, most of the viewers are white for this show. Like, they're not gonna like bash these two people or go after these people as much. Like, they're, especially like more than half of them didn't want Michael to be with a brown girl in the first place. And so, you know what I mean? Like, it's just being like, it's almost like the relief, like, oh gosh, like at least he's like he's not with, like a brown girl, and so him being somebody that so many other girls were like, oh my god, like hot dad, single dad, and kind of like fawning over this person, and then to like see him dating somebody that they never thought that he would date or like connect with, was probably like crushing to a lot of people's like fantasy type style, like ideation of him and everything. And so whenever that didn't work, like whenever he, like, him and I didn't work, it's more like validating. I'm like, okay, whew, like
he couldn't actually her.
Choosing a girl. Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's so fucked. I know I understand exactly what you're saying, and that really shows the demographic that a lot of Bachelor Nation is, which I'm sorry. There's so many like just white supremacy, terrible vibes, horrible people, highly judgmental. Like, Bachelor Nation is a hit or a miss. Like, the people watching are either so overtly racist, or they aren't even aware of it almost.
That's why Love is Blind does
Agreed.
Because Love is Blind is more interracial, intermixed. It has a better like viewing cast of people, like viewer pool. It does better and it gets more views, and it's just because of that, it's because of the diversity.
And the creator of the show is holding it up. Like, we have Mike Fleiss, who we just finally hear gets cut. Were you surprised by that at all? Or is that just like when you were in the franchise, is that on par for how you felt and what you heard?
I didn't even know who he was
Same.
when I went through the show. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. I went through the show. I filmed Bachelor. And then I see, like, tweets about this Mike Fleiss guy. And I'm like,
Same.
Who is this? And they're like, that's the guy, like, who owns the show. And I'm like, and then I looked him up. And I was like, oh, he beat his wife. That's cool. And so I was
lying
like,
to me.
Cool.
You're lying. Oh.
Look it up. It's all over. You can look it up. He, like, his wife was, like, pregnant or some shit like that. And he, like, beat her.
He said the most
that's
like disgusting things.
That's literally, go look it up. And I'm calling it out because I'm not contradicting anymore. I don't give a fuck. So, like, I, like, looked it up and I'm like, why is this not everywhere? Like, I'm like, this man put his hands on a pregnant woman and yet I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm like, wow. And so that's why I'm like, I really don't give a shit. Like, and like, kind of just got a little bit of like heartlessness toward like the franchise.
Yes.
And I figured out that was who
That's so
was owning
sadistic.
it. I
That's
was
so
like,
gross. Like, for him to be in charge of 20 plus women's well-being when they come on the show, and what he really is after is like division and hurting women. And ew, I'm so glad he's gone. Get him the fuck out. I hope he goes to jail just for fun.
Yeah. Well, it happened a long time ago.
Bring it up. Dig it up.
Yeah, it happened. It happened in like 2017. I don't know, like something like that. Like it happened a while, 2019 or something. Yeah, it happened a while ago. It's all over. If you can Google it, you can find it. It's just like sometimes when you have money, things get buried. You know.
That's a fact. So what is that? What made you really kind of break away from the franchise in general? Just like realize, like, wolves lifted from your eyes, you realize who they are, and then you start dating outside of the franchise? Or like, what happened to make you find your boyfriend?
Yeah, I think that when you go on to the show and you realize how a lot of people get jaded by the attention of social media and everything like that, and like you realize like, oh, I don't really want to date these people, you know, and you're like, I just don't want to have like a relationship that's fully like consumed by this. And so my boyfriend, I met him through a mutual friend, and we were friends at first, and then we just started to date last summer, like started casually dating, and then like, but like we had a lot of the same values and like morals, and we were both really like keen on commitment and like not fucking around. And so it's like the whole thing was like, hey, if we're being physically intimate with each other, if we're kissing each other and things like that, I'm not seeing anybody else. I'm not dating anybody else. And if I decide to go on a date with another person, I will let you know. You will be the first person to know. Like, we had that mutual respect and being on the same page and realizing how like prominent hookup culture is. And we both don't believe in it. We both don't like it. And so, it was just like really it just like really was like it was just like an easy decision to like.
You found a good one. I love that. And you guys are so well matched because like you said, hookup culture is so prominent. To find a man that truly, genuinely believes that and doesn't have a hatred towards women, that's rare. That's so rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So if anything, he likes women too much. Like I'd be like, babe, you're too nice. You are too friendly. You're like a natural flirt. You need to tone it down.
What's his sign?
He's a Pisces.
That tracks.
So he's just super emotional, super like, you know what I mean? Like super just like playful and like just a little charming like flirt, you know? And so sometimes I gotta be like, babe, but I mean, I can't be mad because I'm a Cancer woman.
You've got it too. Are you kidding?
Flirt,
yes.
You know? So that's like something we both have to like be conscientious of, is like I'm naturally playful and flirty and like happy, but like naturally I just don't know that I'm doing it. He's also that way. So we both are like have a mutual understanding. So we both have to like be conscientious of it and like reel it in. Cause like he's more that way with his words. I'm more that way with body language. So I'll be like, haha, like I'll touch people on their shoulder. I'll be like, or like nudge them or something like that. And it'll be like, I'm like, babe, what do you mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm treating him like one of the guys. Like, what do you, you know? And he's like, babe,
you don't look like one of the guys. Like, so he won't take it that way.
Yeah, you don't, yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what he said. He was like, you might be treating them like one of the guys, but you don't look like that. So like, they are not going to take it that way. And then versus me, like, I'm like, why are you so hurt? And then he'll be like, I'm like, your body language is super open. You're just welcoming the conversation. Like, you don't have your arms crossed. You're not doing anything.
Stop
to, like,
it.
End it. Like, you're stop it. Like your body language is open. Your direct eye contact with them. Like you're asking questions. Like you're doing things to like continue the conversation. Like you're making her think that you're interested. And then he's like, I'm just talking to her. And I'm like, baby, but you're talking too much. Like there's talking and then there's like being very, very nice and vocal and like connected to the conversation. And realizing that like we have it in different ways. Like I don't do that. I might be really closed off conversationally, but I'm like, yeah, for sure. Hit him on the shoulder.
Yes.
You know? That's it. I'm not welcoming more conversation, but I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is a nice way to end it. Like physical contact, but like being very short with my communication versus his is like no physical contact at all, but like giving them like my attention as I continue to like talk to them. And I'm just like, it's so funny how like women perceive things differently than men do and like things like that. So like in his man brain, he's like, I'm not like being flirty. And like in my woman brain, I'm like, I'm not being flirty. What are you talking about? You know? But as the opposite sex and seeing it, I'm like, I would consider that flirting. And he's like, I would consider that flirting. So I'm like,
and it's almost like you guys are like the king and queen of miscommunication. Like, no, what's it called? Like your body language says that you're not interested, but like for him, like his body language says he's not interested, but his like vocal, like how he's in the conversation and his engagement says that he is. And for you, like you're like
exactly,
you're not giving them any of your energy, but you like touch on them. It's like I don't remember what that correct word is, but you guys both do the same thing. Like you guys both have that. Mm-hmm. It's funny. You guys are like very similar to each other, actually.
Yeah, it's really funny, but it's cool to have that understanding. And so like he'll be like, baby, try not to like touch so much, you know? And I'm like, okay, bet. I can do that. I'm like, you try to like not be so open into this conversation though. You need to like be able to cut that shit off.
Literally.
Like, don't be giving out your Instagram and shit.
Oh my God, yes. Having a friendly boyfriend is like a blessing and a curse, dead ass, because same.
Exactly. Yes. It's a blessing and a curse. Exactly. Because you're like, I want you to be friendly.
Right. Not friendly enough to get the wrong idea, but like friendly enough that they want to invite you back. Like they want you to be a part of me.
Yeah. Exactly.
So as we get ready to wrap, I want to give you an opportunity to shout out anything that you want to tell people who are listening about, like anything you're excited for. Give us the in.
Gosh, the only thing I'm excited for is I'll be moving to California within the next year, so that's exciting. Excited that my parents just moved from Oklahoma to the East Coast, and so I'll be able to just fly back and forth from Cali to New York and just boop, 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 like easily. And then I would just say that, yeah, this weekend hosting Brooklyn Fashion Week, the final day of that and like being on the red carpet and stuff is really exciting. So I'm looking forward to that and just, yeah, like some fun stuff. I have an earring collection coming out, this summer and yeah, just lots of good stuff.
I'm so excited. Are the earrings you're wearing your collection or are they different?
These are not my collection. These are something else. But the earrings for my collection, they are not like they're not out or anything. They're not like you can't see them. But you'll start to see some PR stuff happening soon. But yeah, they will release in June.
I'm fucking pumped. I'm gonna be looking out for them. I hope this girls listen to my podcast, so girls who like jewelry, keep your eye out. I'm so excited. And thank you so much for giving us time, giving us the scoop, and I can't wait to keep up with you.